Hello friends. Back on the air with your favorite channel. The new year has already arrived, and that means it's time for traditional New Year's resolution that we give ourselves so fervently at the stroke of midnight. Do you remember your promises from last year? What about exercising, eating healthily, or learning a new language? No? Well, that's not surprising. Today we're going to talk about the 5 most popular New Year's resolution that we give ourselves each year, and almost immediately, bail out. Don't worry, we're all in the same boat. So buckle up, prepare your New Year's lists, and let's figure out together how to turn these promises into not just words, but real changes in our lives. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's get started. The new year is a time of miracles, magic, and, of course, incredibly optimistic resolution to oneself. One of the most popular is to exercise more. It starts with a trip to the store for sports attire, where you pick out the trendiest leggings and sneakers, which you believe will instantly transform you into an Olympic god. Then comes the purchase of a membership at the city's trendiest fitness club. The first 2 weeks you're simply inseparable from the gym. You exercise with such energy that even the fitness instructor starts to suspect you're planning to take his job. But then the 3rd week arrives. Your brand new sneakers increasingly stay at home, and the fitness membership becomes the most expensive bookmark for the book. You also promised to read. Statistics claim that about 80% of people give up on their New Year's resolutions by mid-February. Perhaps fitness clubs should start offering 1 month of enthusiasm memberships. So, if you suddenly find your membership gathering dust, remember, you're not alone in this race for New Year's dreams. After all, every new year gives us another chance to say, this year I'll definitely start exercising. Probably. Number 4 on our list is the promise to quit smoking. The New Year's promise to quit smoking is not just a decision. It's an entire epic in which every smoker becomes the hero of their own action movie. It all starts with a solemn declaration at a family dinner or among friends. Just watch, from January 1st, I'll be a clean slate. The first few days pass under the motto, willpower is my middle name. You avoid the usual routes where you used to light up. And you even start to breathe deeply, as if to show, look what I can do. But then on the horizon appear stress, lunch breaks, or parties with friends. And your nerves begin to sing ballads about how nice it was with a cigarette. However, despite all the temptations, many hold firm because, according to statistics, 1 in 5 people who decide to quit smoking for the new year actually succeed. So if you're among those who temporarily retreated in the face of the enemy known as nicotine, don't worry. You always have another powerful weapon in your arsenal. A sense of humor and the ability to start everything from a clean slate. And remember, the next time you want to smoke, imagine your cigarette in your hand transforming into a magic wand that, in one moment, turns everyone around into aggressive squirrels. Suddenly, you'll want to spare those around you from unexpected metamorphoses and put that magic wand back into the pack. Next on the list is the decision to learn a new language. The promise to learn a new language is like a magical portal to another world, where you suddenly find yourself speaking Italian with such passion that even the local chefs give you a standing ovation. But before that sweet moment arrives, a challenging journey lies ahead. The first few days pass with inspiration. You download a popular language learning app, stock up on textbooks promising fluency in 3 months, and even start watching movies in the target language. The first phrases, how are you? And, my name is, come with such ease that it seems like you're just 1 step away from working as a translator at the UN. However, after a few weeks, you begin to notice that language is not just words, it's an entire labyrinth of grammatical rules, exceptions to them, and strange idioms where cats and dogs are somehow always associated with the weather. Your fluent language sounds more like freeform creativity on the theme of how I spent my summer. And here's an interesting statistic. It turns out that about 60% of people abandon their promise to learn a new language, falling into the zone of initial burnout. But don't despair. Every time you try to say something in a new language and are understood, or at least receive a smile in response, without them calling for emergency services, it's already a small victory. So, if you suddenly find your Spanish textbook gathering dust on the shelf, no problem. Pick it up, open it to a random page, and say at least one word out loud. As they say, every great journey begins with a small step. Here's the golden duo of New Year's resolutions: eat healthier and learn to cook. It's like embarking on two adventures in one sitting. Imagine, in one hand you hold a fresh organic avocado, and in the other, a magical spoon that will transform you into a chef. The first few days pass with inspiration. You pack your refrigerator with vegetables of every color of the rainbow and the blender bought on sale. Your Instagram is overflowing with photos of smoothies in jars and quinoa with sprouts of something very healthy. Friends start to suspect you've been replaced. But then the real fun begins. You realize that a simple salad from a cookbook requires more ingredients than you have spices. And the word fry can mean entirely different things, depending on your culinary talent. Statistics say that most people abandon their healthy culinary experiments after a month when the initial admiration fades. And the horizon looms with delivery pizza. Despite this, every time you cook something, it's already a small step toward the title of home chef. And even if your first homemade bread turned out like a brick, remember, somewhere in the world, it might be considered a delicacy. So arm yourself with patience, humor, and perhaps a fire blanket, and continue your culinary adventures. And here we've reached the final item of our New Year's resolution marathon: read more and limit screen time. The beginning of this mission often seems thrilling. You make a list of books you must read, and install an app on your phone that reminds you it's time to take a break from the screen. Your first morning without social networks seems like a new discovery. You suddenly find that the morning can be not just good, but surprisingly productive. But after a while, you start to notice that your smartphone is like a magnet. As soon as you decide to get comfortable with a new book, your phone starts emitting tempting sounds, promising new notifications and videos that you just can't miss. Statistics claim that the average person checks their phone about 58 times a day. And every time you resist the temptation, it can be considered a small personal victory. And even if it sometimes seems that social networks are winning, don't give up. Let your book be your shield, and every page read be a sword in the fight for your time and attention. And remember, every book you read makes this world a little brighter and more interesting. Well, there you have it, friends. We've tackled the 5 most popular, but often short-lived, New Year's promises. I hope today's video not only entertained you but also inspired you to approach your goals with new energy and, most importantly, with a plan this year. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends. Even better, tell us about your New Year's resolution and how you plan to fulfill them in the comments. We're always happy to support and inspire you.